Well, hello there, photographers. I am so excited to be joining you today. I'm KM Robinson, social media marketing strategist at KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms. And today we're going to be talking all about how to create Instagram captions that engage and educate your fans. Now, real quick, let me give you the 411 on what's going on. I know this is a little bit of a switch from our usual type of postings over on our Facebook page, and that is because I've recently been asked by my photographer friends to create social media marketing strategy content for them. They have been watching what I've been doing over in the author world at Reading Transforms, and I'm so excited to be joining you and bringing you this content for photographers. I've been a photographer for a lot of years now and a social media strategist for a while as well, and I cannot wait to jump in and get started. So we have created some amazing content for you in the last about 4 or 5 days, and we're going to be doing weekly live broadcasts just like this one. We're going to be doing videos and trainings, resources, tutorials, and all sorts of amazing things. And I want to jump in today and talk all about Instagram. Now, one of the biggest questions I have been receiving from my photographer friends is all about how to use Instagram strategically. And before we get into anything else, one of the things I want to cover with you guys is those captions. Captions are incredibly important because they are going to be what communicates with your fans. These are the things that get your fans to actually interact with you and get you that higher ranking within the social media algorithms, which we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And when you get your ranking up, Instagram is going to show more and more of your content to more and more of your clients and potential new clients. So we're going to be talking all about those captions today. So let me ask you, hit up my comments right now. How are you doing with Instagram? Are you using Instagram? Are you using Instagram effectively? Are you getting captions that actually get your fans to talk to you? Are they having conversations with you? Are they going to be interacting with you on your Instagram account? Hit up the comments. Let me know how you are doing. Thanks so much for joining us. I see some of you are jumping on. And talk to me. Let me know what you are doing with your Instagram. Now, we are going to be talking all about creating captions that engage your viewers. So how do you create captions that engage your viewers and get them to interact with you? Thanks, guys, for jumping on. Let me know in the comments, are you getting your fans to interact with you on Instagram? Hit up those comments and let me know what you guys are thinking and how you're feeling and where you're sitting right now within your social media over on Instagram. So here's the deal. What do you do to get your fans to leave comments on your pictures? So let's just chat about this real quick. With Instagram, we know they have an algorithm in place. And with this algorithm, they are ranking your pictures, your posts, your videos in different ways. And they rank you within the system. And they use that to decide who they are going to show your content to. Now, we know that Facebook owns Instagram, which is pretty cool because their algorithms are pretty similar. And within these algorithms, they are ranking text posts the lowest. So if you are posting just words, that would be on Facebook, guys. That is not going to get ranked very high. It's not going to show it to very many people. Photos are next, but they only rank so high within this because let's think about this. People can easily digest a photo as they are scrolling through. They don't really have to take time to stop and interact with it. They can see it, process it, and move on. So after that, they rank video next and then live video. And this, I'm talking about Facebook for here. Video is ranked higher than photos because people actually have to stop and watch a few seconds of it to decide what it is and if it's going to be worth their time. So videos are always going to be ranked higher because people have to pause and actually look at it to digest the information. And so you're going to need to take that into consideration as you're working with these algorithms. Now, these algorithms are going to be putting your information out there to people, and that is how you get people to see it. Let me tell you this much. A lot of people sit fairly low because they have not a lot of engagement. We're going to talk about that in a few minutes. Your goal here is going to be to get your engagement rate up so that it is shown to more people. Now, over in the author world, most authors sit around 60% engagement. My authors sit around 200 to 300% engagement, and I personally sit between 500 and 700% engagement rate, which is so good. Instagram is actually recommending my content to people who are not in that industry, who are not in the book world, and they are telling people in their top position on their recommended page that they might like me. I've seen these screen grabs from people who are not my friends on social media, and it's really, really amazing because I have that high engagement rate. because I have that high engagement rate, they're showing my content without me having to pay for ads. And this is something you can do too. So what can you do to get your fans to leave you a comment? Well, there's actually a pretty simple solution to this. I'm really excited about this. And I talk about this all the time over at Reading Transforms, and that is the fact that you have to do something to engage your fans. And this is as simple as asking them a question. So let's think about this. If you are posting a picture of a family out in a field of flowers and you say, look at the pretty flowers, what do people have to say to that? How are they going to respond to that? Chances are they probably won't have an awful lot to say. Maybe they'll say, oh yes, pretty flowers, or maybe they'll give you a little favorite on Instagram, that little heart. But do they really have anything to say when you say, look at the flowers? No. But what if you said, this was a beautiful photo shoot we shot out in a field of daisies. What is your favorite type of flower? Now you've given them permission to speak to you. You've given them a reason to communicate with you, and you've asked their opinion. So they will then jump into your comments, and they will let you know what their favorite flower is. Is this going to work for everybody? No. But the more you ask questions, the more likely you are to get a response from them. And when you get a response, when you get comments, when you get that interaction, it raises up your ranking in the system, which then decides to show your content to more people because obviously you are more valuable because people are interacting. They're taking the time to look at your pictures and videos. They're taking the time to comment and have a conversation with you. Now here's the deal. Your engagement rate matters more than your number followers, which is what we were talking about just a minute ago. You need to be aware with these algorithm systems, they are not looking at how many fans you have and using that as the determining factor for how many people they are showing your content to. They are using that engagement rate. So it is better for you to have less fans that are more interactive with you than to have a ton of fans who just maybe scroll past your photos or maybe ignore them. It is better to have less fans and a higher engagement rate than a ton of fans and a lower engagement rate because that actually hurts you. If you actually go in and you look at these different accounts that have a ton of followers but not as many comments, they're actually ranked lower than you are within the engagement system or within the algorithm ranking system because they are not getting the interaction that you are. So while I may have less fans, I have more interaction. I've got people hanging out with me. I've got people talking to me. I have a lot of engagement going on. And that is why my engagement rate is so incredibly high because everyone that follows me is talking to me and extra people are talking to me as well. And when I've got all of these people talking to me, interacting with me, engaging with me on my images and my videos, that ranks me way higher, which means it pumps my content out to more and more people. So you have to take the time to build that engagement rate and really get in touch with your fans. And this is really cool because this is not just about conversations, but this is about educating your fans as well, which is pretty neat, right? We have an amazing opportunity as photographers to get out there and communicate with our fans, our clients, our potential new clients, and to educate them. So we are not just establishing a relationship. We are not just getting into their feeds, but we are taking the time to actually have this relationship with them and use that to engage with them and educate them. So when they come to us for photo shoots, for their in-person sales sessions, when they come to us for questions about what to wear to their photo shoots, they already have that established trust with you. They know you because they are having that connection with you, they're having those conversations with you, and they are ready to learn from you. And you can do that through your Instagram. Hey guys, thanks for joining. Drop me a comment below if you've got questions. And let me know, how are you doing with your Instagram right now as a photographer? So we chatted a little bit about the algorithm and how that is so important to you guys. And you know that it ranks text, photo, video, live video. That is mainly on Facebook. So on Instagram, that version is going to be photos and then video. They are also taking into consideration things like Instagram stories. They are taking into consideration your live broadcasts over on Instagram, which, oh my goodness, you guys, did you know you now have the ability to post your live broadcast? Previously, you could do your live broadcast while you were live. You could save it to your phone and repurpose it later on, but you could not post it on your Instagram account. A few weeks back, they gave us the ability to actually post it like a story. It lives for 24 hours on your page, and people get to interact with it after you go off air, which is amazing, but that's another topic. We're going to get back to that. So you need to be using all of these different venues on Instagram to get your fans to engage with you, because it matters to your algorithm ranking, and that shows it to more or less people based on your engagement rates for your normal feed, your stories feed, and your live feed. So here's the deal. As we are creating these captions for your Instagram, you've got to do something to educate them. You got to do something to get them involved. Now keep in mind, you are going to get about 96 characters before they have to click to read. So if you are looking on Instagram, you are going to see that when you're scrolling through the feed, they have the first about 96 characters, a little give and take there. But they have that before you get the ... And they have to click on ... to read more. So while you do get to have a fairly decent sized caption for your image or your video, you have to be aware the most important content, the thing that's going to hook them, has to be within the first 96 characters. So if you just kind of babble for a few minutes, or you kind of describe something and then get your question, chances are they probably won't see it, especially if they're just scrolling through. So if you have a question for them, or if you're educating them, the most important thing has to be at the beginning. So make sure you're aware of how you are posting it and in what order you're posting it. But you do have the ability to use a lot of really cool things within your captions, because we are not limited like we are on something like Twitter. This is more along the lines of Facebook, but you have to be very strategic, because Facebook will show you a lot. Instagram only shows you that beginning chunk. So the first sentence or two, that is your most important thing. Now here's the deal. We are going to be talking all about those captions today, and I'm really excited about it because you need to be educating while you are engaging. So as you are educating your fans, you need to kind of think, how can you give them valuable information without being very teachy about it? You don't want to be very salesy. You don't want to sound like a commercial. You don't want to come off like a sales pitch, but you do want to use this opportunity to educate your fans. So what can you do? Remember, we already talked about engaging them by asking that question. But what can you do to educate them? Well, here we go. I've got a very simple idea for you, and that is to ask them a question where they have to decide what the right answer is. This is what I want you to do. As you are deciding what you are going to be putting out there, come up with a question that is going to help to educate them. So, what is the best time of day to do your photo shoot? Morning, 12 noon, or 2 p.m.? I just made those up. That is actually not the best example. But ask them a question like that. Which do you think is the correct answer here? What do you think is the correct answer for what you should be wearing in this type of photo shoot? How long before your photo shoot should you be booking with your photographer? Ask them a question. Ask a question and then give them 3 choices. When you give them choices, they can then go to your comments and sound off about what they think the right choice is. So ask them which of these 3 choices is going to be the correct choice. And then, and here's the important part, I want you to be able to give them the answer without giving it away in the caption. So what I want you to do is say, listen, I've got this question for you. I need you to pick from these 3 answers. Sound off in the comments below and let me know what you think is the correct answer. Then I want you to go over to my Instagram stories where I'm actually giving you the answer and you can see if you are correct. So before you watch my Instagram stories, hit up the comments below and let me know which of these 3 things you think is the proper answer to this question. So while you are educating them, while you're giving them these options, you also have the opportunity to get them to your Instagram stories, which is going to help your engagement rate. Now, before you panic, before you wonder, oh my goodness, what is an Instagram story? How does this work? I've never done Instagram stories before. I've never even heard of this. Don't panic. I've got this. I actually have a really cool freebie for you, and it is Instagram stories for photographers. It is a jam-packed PDF where I show you click for click, button for button, what Instagram stories is and how to use it. And then, and this is the most valuable part, I actually give you a bunch of ideas, like an entire list of ideas that you can use to use Instagram stories effectively as a photographer. Because remember, we are not, under any circumstances, treating this like a personal account. We don't want to see your puppy. We don't want to see your latte. We don't want to see your kitty. We don't want to see your trip to the store. We want to see valuable information for your fans, because if you are not giving them valuable information from the very start, your very first story, if you are messing up and you are doing more of a personal thing and you're wasting their time, they will not come back. So you have to give them value. So as you are using stories, you are going to be able to really educate them and really communicate on this one-on-one, face-to-face, almost real-time schedule, where they feel like they are seeing you in real time, even though you are not live broadcasting, you're not doing it in real time. And you don't have to fear, because if you don't like what you've recorded or photographed, you can delete it. You don't have to post it until you're happy with it. And then it disappears after 24 hours, which is amazing. So I highly recommend using Instagram stories, especially because a lot of photographers are not using Instagram stories yet. And because they are not using it, that makes you cooler. And let's be real. As a photographer, you are not necessarily competing with a ton of other photographers. You are just working on a local level. So you're just talking to your local clients and potential clients. And so a lot of people are going to see local people doing personal things. But when you do it in a way that educates them, that really helps them, that gives them a lot of really cool information, and you're going to get some really good, valuable ideas in this free PDF, you are going to be able to communicate with them on a far greater level. You're going to establish that trust, and they're going to watch your stories again and again and again, but only if you do it right. So check out that PDF. You can actually get that by going to insiders.kmrobinsonphotography.com. That'll get you signed up to get this free PDF. It is huge. It's like 40, 50 pages long. It's like in-depth, intense, and most of that is the tutorial on how to use it, so it's like click for click, button for button, and then we've got the ideas and some extra bonuses. Oh, and it comes with a free extra bonus couple of trainings, because it is part of my newsletter, so I do have some really cool extra bonus things in there. They're really going to help train you. There's a checklist for you that you're going to get. There is a swipe file, which is word for word what you can be saying in an Instagram story. I tell you exactly what to say, how to do it, and show you an example. So it's really going to be valuable. So you can grab that at insiders.kmrobinsonphotography.com, my gift to you guys. And you can learn how to use Instagram stories so that when you actually go ahead and you post that question in your caption, you can send your fans to your Instagram stories for the answer, and you can get the marks, the rankings for using both your feed and your Instagram stories. It's going to get your fans more involved, and it establishes that trust because they see you face to face, they hear you, they see what you're doing. And do not fear. If you are not one of those people who likes to be on camera, there are ways around being on camera, even though I highly recommend you get yourself on there, because it's going to be super valuable to you. And it really helps to establish that trust and helps them to know you before they before they even meet you, before they ever meet you. They're going to be prepared. They're going to feel like you're friends. They're going to feel like they are ready for this before they even book you, which is awesome. So let's talk. Let's talk just a little bit. How are you going to be getting your posts seen by your fans? Now, we know we are asking questions to get them engaged. We know we're giving them a question to get them educated. We know we're sending them to your Instagram stories, but you then have to worry about actually getting your photo or video seen by people. And how do you go about doing that? Instagram is this amazing world full of beautiful photos and videos, and in that world of noise, how do you get your videos and photos actually seen by your fans, specifically your local fans? Well, this is where hashtags come into play. Hashtags are the little pound sign, if you don't know, followed by a word or a series of words all strung together. The letters are all touching, no spaces involved, and people can actually go into Instagram and click on those and find things related to that hashtag. So you might use things like hashtag photographer, or hashtag photography, or hashtag family photographer. And that's really awesome. That's really cool. And that gets you out into the world of photographers, photography, family photographer. But you also have to be aware that you need to be using local hashtags. So hashtag whatever your town's name is. Hashtag the name of the city closest to your town. Hashtag whatever is going on within your town. So maybe you have a festival, maybe you have an event, maybe you have specific hashtags that are related to your town. I don't know. I don't know what different towns do because I don't work on that local level as much, but perhaps it would be hashtag only in your town. Maybe there's a hashtag for that. Start doing your research. do hashtag your town and find out what is connected to it. It will auto-populate different ideas, different suggestions, and go through them and see if it's something that's going to be valuable to you and is going to be helpful. Now here's the deal. You only get 30 hashtags per post, so you have to use them wisely. You need to be doing things like hashtag your town and hashtag family photographer, because when people are searching for these things, they are actually going to be putting in those hashtags and looking for that. So the most valuable thing you can do is to have those location hashtags and what you're doing. Then you can go around using extra hashtags for whatever subject matter you were photographing, because that gets you out into the photography world. And who knows, maybe you'll get a magazine, maybe you'll get asked to do something in your newspaper, maybe you'll get asked to do something else. There's all sorts of different ways, but your most important thing is going to be using that location and what you are doing. Now, you do not have to use all 30 hashtags. You can use no hashtags, although I don't recommend that because then people can't find you. So you could use 1 or 2 hashtags. You could use 23 hashtags. You could use 16 hashtags. It does not matter as long as you are using some hashtags. Now, be aware, you should not be copy and pasting hashtags because that could get you shadow banned. That is an entirely different topic, but if you would like information on that, I did do an entire lesson on shadow banning for my authors. I can get you that link. So if you are interested in that, hit up the comments below. I will get you the link for that. And then we will eventually be creating some episodes, some videos, some resources and tutorials all about shadow banning for photographers. But like I said, I was asked to do this about 4 or 5 days ago, and I have just been full speed ahead with this. I haven't had time to develop a ton of resources, so you get what you get, and it's coming. Everything's coming, but you can be looking over at readingtransforms.com and resources.readingtransforms.com for all of my author resources, and then just tweak them to apply them to photography while you're waiting for more here. All right, so we have talked all about using those comments to engage and educate your fans. You want to be asking questions. You want to be educating them, so giving them specific suggestions and scenarios about your photo shoots that they can then guess down in the comments below and check out the real answer in your Instagram stories. We've given you that freebie where you can learn all about Instagram stories and how to use that as a photographer. You can get that at insiders.kmrobinsonphotography.com. And we have talked all about how you can get your posts out there, get more clients and potential new clients on Instagram. So remember, we are talking all about that engagement rate. We're talking about getting yourself ranked higher in the algorithm system. We're talking about using valuable, engaging, and educational captions for your photos and videos that you're putting out on Instagram. And we are going to be talking all about Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, your blog, and your author, I knew I was going to do that, your photographer newsletter right here on kmrobinsonphotography.com. and our weekly live broadcast on facebook.com/kmrobinsonphotography. If you have questions about this, I want you to hit me up now, because I am going to be creating massive amounts of resources for you photographers in the next couple of weeks, and I want to know what your most pressing questions are. So what would you do if you had just a little bit of help on one topic? What would you do if you had all of the answers to your question on fill in the blank? What would you do if you had the tools to succeed? Tell me where you're struggling. Tell me where you're a little bit nervous. Tell me what you aren't quite sure about. Tell me what you want to learn more about, and I will create these resources for you guys. And like I said, right now I'm diving in on Instagram because that is where I was asked to focus first. But if you have questions in other areas, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube, your blog, your newsletter, any of the social media platforms, hit me up now, because I am going to be creating this content for you guys. And I'm going to be doing it in the order that you guys need it in. So if you've got questions, I will take care of you first. Let me know what you're working on, and we will get started. I'm really excited for this. It's going to be awesome. I would also love it if you would join me over at community.kmrobinsonphotography.com. It's my close Facebook group where we are going to be gathering some amazing photographers. We're going to be talking all about the social media algorithms, how to beat it, how to avoid it, how to work with it, how to make sure your content gets seen and not bogged down by these algorithms. We're going to be talking about marketing, branding, everything you need to know about social media strategy, your newsletters, your blogs, live broadcasting, YouTube, anything you need to engage with your clients and your potential new clients to get more people into your studio and do better with your photography. So come join me. It's going to be awesome. We're going to go in depth on some of these live broadcasts that we do and the different tutorials that we are creating, and I would love to see you there. It is brand new, like created yesterday. So come join me. It's going to be awesome. We're going to take a little bit to grow it, and it's going to be really, really valuable. I have one of these for my authors, and it's incredible. I can't even tell you how great it is. I would love to have you join us. Community.kmrobinsonphotography.com. So again, if you've got questions, let me know. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'm KM Robinson, creator of KM Robinson Photography and Reading Transforms, and I would love to have you join me over at kmrobinsonphotography.com, where we are releasing all of these amazing brand new photography, social media, marketing tools, resources, on-demand mini trainings, free masterclass webinars, courses, their projects, and the amazing things that we're doing over at KM Robinson Photography. You can also hit me up on Facebook and Instagram at KM Robinson Photography, where we're going to be dropping some of these behind-the-scenes tips on using social media as a photographer. Thanks so much for joining me today. I have loved hanging out with you guys. You have a fantastic day and stay inspired. Hit up those comments if you need me. I'll be here.